So in our practice, we handle a decent amount of what we would call, moderate, mild traumatic brain injuries. That's what the medicine refers to them as, even though it's kind of an oxymoron. How can you have a mild trauma? But be that as it may, that's how it's referred. We kind of refer to them as concussive brain injuries. These are injuries where someone's either dazed at the scene, had a short time loss of consciousness, maybe under 30 seconds, maybe under a minute, but they're just a little foggy. It's like, oh, you got your bell rung, you'll be all right. A lot of these people, they recover and they do well. That's fantastic. But for some of these people, they don't recover as well, and they have lingering symptoms that will affect their life, that affect their relationships for an extended period of time and sometimes permanently. So in our practice, when we handle these cases, we've handled enough of them that we know what to look for and what to identify. What's most commonly missed in these types of things are pituitary dysfunction. Most people don't really think about that, but your pituitary gland has to do with a lot of hormones and things like that. When the blood flow to the pituitary gland is disrupted, whether you get a whiplash injury or you strike your head on a windshield or coming back and striking your head on the headrest, that can damage that hormone, that growth hormone production. It can have a incredible effect on a person's quality of life. It can affect their sleep, it can affect their mood, it can affect their sex drive, it can affect so many things. We have found that when we keep an eye out for these injuries, by not talking to the actual individual who suffered it, because their insight on what they're actually going through really does kind of vary, we talk to their loved ones, we talk to their family members. Then we can get a better idea of, hey, what's going on with this? How are we 3, 4, 5, 6 months post-crash? How's their sleep? How's their body temperature? Do they feel cold all the time, hot all the time? Are they irritable? Are they having relations with their spouse that are normal, or has that changed? We take all that stuff into consideration to see, well, do they need a pituitary screening? And we found that when these clients who do have pituitary dysfunction, who do have a growth hormone deficiency from brain injuries, they have tremendous outcomes when they see a neuroendocrinologist who runs the tests on them and then is able to identify what's wrong and then prescribe growth hormone replacements. This changes the quality of life for these people almost to where they were pre-crash. It's a significant game changer. The other thing that we routinely consider, and not always do, but consider, is diffuse tensor imaging. This is a different type of MRI software that you can run someone's brain through, and it'll give you an idea of the disruptions. You can kind of think of your brain as actually a bunch of wires that are interconnected. And the diffuse tensor imaging software allows you to see axonal shearing. When axons have been shorn or torn, that means your messages aren't transmitting, and you have what's called brain cell death there. And DTI can identify that information. It's not cheap to do, okay? You have to be prepared to do it. Not every lawyer is willing to invest that money into these cases when it comes to their brain injury clients. Fortunately, we are, because we've seen the benefits and we've seen the results that come from it. But DTI is another way that you can find significant brain damage that is missed on your traditional either 1.5T or 3T MRI. It's a different way to look at things. There are neuroradiologists that do it. We work with a variety of them throughout the country who we can get them on the phone, have the scans looked at, give us an idea of what we're looking for, and then formulate a life care plan. That is another thing that we talk about almost in every case, particularly in brain injury cases. Life care plans are a cost projection over the life of someone for the care resulting from the injury. It's kind of self-explanatory. We can factor in costs for the growth hormone deficiency, cost for physical therapy, OT. As you get older, will you need to go into an assisted living facility? We use medical doctors to put all this information together to handle our brain injury cases to provide the best service, best results to our clients who come to us and to our co-counsels.